Davis is here. Yeah, Glen Davis is here, everyone. How's it going? All right. My name is Kyle Belanger, but you are not going to hear a less important name all day. Let me get right to it. Welcome to the 60 Days of Summer, 60 consecutive days of family-friendly entertainment right here at the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame, the place where we travel to because we love this game. What does the 60 days mean? It means that for 60 consecutive days, you roll in here, and with your price of admission, you might get a clinic by the UMass basketball team. You might get a performance by the court jesters. You might get to meet, hang out with Hall of Famers. And on days like today, you get to meet one of my favorite players of all time, and I know he's one of your favorites as well. So for the next 20 minutes, it's me and Glen Davis going one-on-one. Not that kind, Glenn. Please don't hurt me. It's going one-on-one, just talking. After that, we're going to select a handful of you. So if you have always wanted to ask a question of one of, again, an NBA champ, one of my favorite Celtics, one of your favorite Celtics, you'll get that opportunity. After that, Glenn's going to walk on over to that table on my right, your left, and he's going to sign an autograph for each and every one of you. What do you think about that? That's pretty good, right? Yeah. So, Glen Davis, an NBA champ with the 2008 Boston Celtics. More than a decade of pro ball includes NBA stops in Boston, Los Angeles, and Orlando. Last year, he played in Canada and is currently playing in the Big Three with the Power. He's a McDonald's All-American, Louisiana Mr. Basketball, and a legend of the Bayou Bengals at LSU, where he played in a Final Four. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a round of applause to Mr. Glen Davis.
How y'all doing? Y'all doing good? Oh, now give me some energy now. How y'all doing? Y'all doing good? All right, all right.
That's what I'm saying. Hey, welcome to Springfield, Glen.
It's good to be here.
Hey,
it's good to be here.
I want to start where I normally finish, which is to say this moment, right here, right now, looking out at all the fans that have come out to see you today, sitting beneath all of the eyes of the Hall of Famers who've come before us. You have done so much with this game, and yet this moment right here, I'm curious about this moment, what this means to you in this place with these people.
Oh, man. The first thing that comes to mind is immortality.
Yeah.
I'm standing in the Hall of Immortality where, the game of basketball is loved, in this place. And just to see all the faces and all the legends and the people that came before me, it's definitely, it feels great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It is humbling to be here right now.
It's amazing. When I go back to your roots, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, your upbringing, I always like to try to pinpoint when it was that guys who have played and won championships at your level, when was it for you that you realized that there was something special happening? Basketball and sports wasn't just a hobby for you. Glen Davis had something real special going on.
I would have to go back to high school.
Yeah.
Because I grew up in a real rough neighborhood and
Sure.
Really didn't have a lot of opportunity. And but when I started to play basketball and noticed that the fact that the doors that it was opening for me,
Yeah.
it kind of made me look at basketball a different way. I've been able to be blessed to play this game for a long time, and it's took me all over the world.
Yeah.
It has me in so many different situations, touching young kids and, touching people, that I never thought I would be able to touch. So, when I think about basketball, man, it's an unbelievable sport, and it's a sport that a lot of people, must have to play,
Glen, is that where the joy comes from? Because when anyone who's ever watched you play for a minute and a half on the court, I mean, there is just the joy. I mean, I think, and I'm of a certain age, the moment obviously where, Nate jumps on your back,
Yeah.
the iconic moment now, but anytime, even in Big Three,
Yeah.
Glen Davis isn't just, he's playing basketball, but he's playing basketball, if you know what I mean?
Yeah, you know what? Basketball's always been like a medicine for me.
Yeah.
Being able to go out. That's why I didn't play football, because
Yeah.
I had to put a helmet on. So
Yeah.
Basketball has been a medicine for me, and the way I play the game is that I leave it out there on the floor.
Sure.
My emotions are a big part of my gift, and being able to use that energy and do good things on the court. So, it's always been great for me.
Now, legend has it, and I want you to either confirm or deny this. Legend has it that at 15 years old, at a basketball camp at LSU, you have a little wrestling match.
Man, people don't believe this, man, but I swear to God, it was crazy. I slammed Shaq.
You're 15 years old.
Like, literally, he was such a big, idol to me, growing up. And I wanted to, wear his shoe size. I was like, oh, Shaq wears a 21. I'm going to wear a 21. But I really didn't wear a 21. I was really, 17, So, he ended up inviting me over to a mentor's house that we both had the same mentor. Okay. And we're eating spaghetti. He's like, let's go outside.
That's a money Shaq impression.
Yeah, and I'm like, go outside? What are we about to do, Shaq? I think we're about to bounce the ball or something. He's like, let's wrestle. I'm looking at this big man. I'm like, hold up, man, this man is huge. So we really get on the ground, start wrestling, and then when I was 15, I was over 300 pounds. Don't think I was lighter than 300 pounds. I was really over 300 pounds at 15. And he couldn't get me off of him. And I didn't want, so it was pinning him down. He's like, okay, get up. And I'm like, okay, and then it's like, oh my God, I just slammed Shaq. He just signed me a little autograph ball, and I was like, wow, this is crazy.
That's amazing. I love that he had you sign. He signed an autograph ball and didn't have you sign a non-disclosure agreement.
I know, right? That was crazy, right? So it's pretty cool.
It's so great because you mentioned high school is the moment you realize the doors are opening. High school is the moment you slam Shaq. High school is also the moment where your particular position, the power forward position, your recruiting class was crazy.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I'm thinking of, Marvin Williams, LaMarcus Aldridge, Josh Smith, Corey Brewer, Al Jefferson, and you are the elite of the elite in that class. Talk to me about young Glen Davis's recruitment. How did that sort of change your life? Because I know that had to be eye-opening.
It was different, because I didn't expect to play basketball.
Yeah.
I loved the game so much, but I didn't realize how good I was, So it was just I didn't understand it. So, it came so fast for me. But being in that class was unbelievable. When I think about Dwight Howard and, we forget about Sebastian Telfair, a guy who was highly recruited and played at a high level coming out of high school. J.R. Smith, who's still here playing in the league today. It was so many great guys, and I just tried to compete as much as I could against those guys. And, I was glad, because I ended up being, top 15, 20 in the country, making it make All-American. So.
And everyone always talks about your footwork. Was that the thing that put you, because you have the motor, you have the passion, you have the skill, but the footwork for me was, I always heard people saying, they got to look at Glen Davis's footwork.
Yeah, man. You know what? It was just when I was a young age, I used to be a dancer.
Yeah.
Literally, my oldest sister would have these house parties, and my mom wouldn't let her have the house party until I started dancing in my onesie. So imagine this big old 7-year-old, 6-year-old in a onesie with the butt open, right? Dancing at a 16-year-old birthday party. I used to do that for a living. So it kind of translated on the court. And then I used to like this girl in high school. And so I took ballet because of her.
Nice.
Anna
That's
Matthews.
a good move.
Anna Matthews, y'all. She's a great girl. Yeah, she was a ballerina in the Nutcracker.
Nice.
And when I went to go see her, I was like, oh my God,
Anna Matthews.
Anna Matthews, right? And so she was like, you should take ballet to help you. And I was like, really? And I took ballet, and
man,
there go the twinkle toes.
Hey, so wherever the cameras are, thank you, Anna Matthews. Thank
Anna
you.
Matthews, thank you, girl.
So you end up at LSU, and that Final Four run is one of my favorite runs. And That's when, I mean, I remember those stories about your dance background. Everyone was just all just crazy about your dance background. But then your draft night is, for Celtic fans, a legendary night. You're drafted by the Seattle Supersonics. And then immediately, y'all remember this, immediately sent to Boston with some guy named Ray. Was it Ray?
Yeah, with Ray.
Ray Allen, I think.
Sharpshooter.
Sharpshooter, yeah. He had some basketball left. Talk to me, will you talk to us about that night? The draft pick by Seattle and then immediately moving. What was that like for you?
That was, you know what? It was the worst day of my life, but the best day of my life.
Yeah, get more into that.
Because like individually, you know, as an athlete, and you know, it's time to get drafted. You know, every athlete wants to go first round. They want to land somewhere in the first round. And, you know, if they get drafted in the second round, you know, they're satisfied, but they're not really happy. You know? And I was the 35th pick, so I was like, oh, my Lord. I'm crying. I'm like, oh, my God. Like, what am I going to do? I got to find a job. And then the 35th pick, my phone rings. And I'm like, oh, my God, what was going on? Like, you know what I mean? I'm like going crazy. My agent's like, well, it's the Celtics. Well, no, it's the Seattle. It's Seattle.
Right.
It's the time Seattle.
Right.
Seattle wants you, but they don't want you. I was like, why? They're going to trade.
Like, where's Anna Williams?
Yeah, like they're like, when they don't want you, they're going to trade you to the Celtics with Ray Allen. And so I was like, so the Celtics want me. And they was like, oh, yeah, the Celtics want you. So I'm like, oh, my gosh. So I'm getting traded with Ray Allen. I'm like, oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Like, this is crazy. So I'm, like, excited. I'm happy. I'm like, oh, my God. Like, I get to play on the team that's contending for a championship. And then the KG trade, I was like, oh, my God.
Yeah.
Like, I'm on a team with all these legends, and I'm a rookie. Like, this is crazy. Like, I couldn't believe it. Like, I literally couldn't believe it. Like, I was so excited, but at the same time, it was just like, okay, cool. Like, I gotta keep my job. So I was like, I just was just full of energy, and I just couldn't believe I was on a team with Ray Allen and all these stars. It was crazy.
And Glenn, when you get to Boston, because you mentioned like your rookie year is not like many rookie years.
No.
You're there with 3 Hall of Famers on the court. You're there with a Hall of Famer to be coaching. I mean, you have got, and here is rookie Glen Davis with some intense personalities in that room too. Was there one guy? Was Glen Davis on an island, or was there a veteran who tried to make the road a little easier?
You know what? I would have to say my rookie season, it was just crazy. You know what I mean? Like, for example, like our first day, you know, we're playing pickup, right? So KG's my favorite athlete at this time. Like there's no other players. KG and Elton Brand, that was my favorite players.
Oh, that's a nice roster.
So I walk in and we're playing pickup, you know, and I'm getting, you know, I'm running and I'm young legs. And KG comes in there, and so I make a shot over his head, right? And I'm like, yeah, get up. And he's like, who you talking to? And I'm like, oh, you know, I'm not trying to, you know, really step on your toes, man, but you know, I'm just trying to do my thing. He was like, don't nobody care about that. You talking smack, young fella? And I'm like, no, KG, I ain't talking smack. So the next day, I'm thinking, you know, we're leaving everything out on the court, right? Like, oh, you know, that happened on the court. I'm walking into breakfast, and he just walks right by me. And I'm like, oh, my God, like, what did I do? I am sick to my stomach that I was, like, getting some cereal, and KG was getting some cereal, and he didn't say nothing to me. You know, that's like walking in the morning, and, you know, your best friend's in there, and it's like, hey, good morning, how you doing?
Really?
And he doesn't say anything. So it killed me. It killed me. So, you know, like my mom always told me, it's like if you have a conflict with somebody or anybody, you know, you pull them to the side and say, hey, you know, did I rub you the wrong way? So I was like, okay, I'm going to do what my mom told me to do. So he's in the locker room, and I walk up to him, and I say, hey, KG, sorry about yesterday. I didn't mean for any of that to happen. And he's like, yeah, you was talking smack, young fella. You know, rookies don't talk smack to OGs, you know. So I'm like, you know, it won't happen ever again. I'm sorry. I apologize. Then after that, we became like, that was my vet. Like, he took care of me. Like, if I needed to go shopping, he'll buy me clothes. Like, if he'll just give me money. Like, it was just, that instant kind of brought us close. And KG was really my mentor when I was there.
Man, I got scared thinking about KG just doing that. So I'm scared for you. That year, obviously, we all know how it happens. Y'all go on a Banner 17 run like nothing we've ever seen before. And that team, I was just the other night watching the documentary that y'all produced the year after that. And that team has been documented and talked about, and all the guys on that team talk about it all the time. But there's got to be one thing about that group of guys or that year that you wish people asked you about more. Because we could go to all the easy questions. I could ask you what it was like, what it was like, with Eddie House on the floor versus Ron. But I want to know, what do you wish more people knew about those guys, about that year, about you all?
Oh my goodness, man. I would have to say we had a lot of guys with great hearts.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's what made us mesh so well.
Yeah.
It's because there was no agendas. Like, KG was an all-star and a guy that can score a lot of points, but he took a back seat to Paul and he took a back seat to Ray. He took those back seats and off the court, we hung out extremely a lot. Like going through those trials and tribulations and those battles, made us so much closer.
Yeah.
Like, I can get on the phone right now and call Rondo right now.
Yeah.
And, that's crazy. Just to have that type of relationship and just to, be a part of, something bigger than self. And I think we all understood that. And that's why it meshed so well the first year.
That's so good to hear. Now, we've reached the part I told you about. I only have 3 questions left for Glen. So if you want to ask a question for Mr. Davis, start thinking about it now. I'll ask for volunteers after this question. One of my Hoop Hall friends will put you all in a line to my right, your left. So be thinking about what I've forgotten. I know you're like, I can't believe he hasn't asked that. You get ready to ask that. In 2011, you get a little taste of the business. You get traded to Orlando, which I'm thinking is, for you, the first time that the business, I'm projecting now. My shrink would tell me I shouldn't project. So you had become an icon. You are an icon in Boston. You won a title. You went on that run in 2009. And then to be traded. Can you talk about the way that, again, a young Glen Davis who had established himself getting traded, how did you learn about that? And what did that feel like for you?
It was a tough lesson.
Yeah.
When I seen the effect of getting traded when Kendrick Perkins got traded.
Yeah.
It was devastating to us. Like, we were all crying, tearing up and oh man, I miss you, man. And it made me understand the business a little bit more as far as just, hey, you know what? This is a business and we got to do what we got to do. But it did definitely create a different aspect as far as basketball business in my mind. And, I was okay with it because, I got some money. So I was okay. I was sad to leave Boston, but it was like, hey, you're about to help your family in a way that, is crazy. So, I was looking, I look forward to that. And, but at the same time, I did miss Boston and wanted to kind of stay here.
Yeah. Do you have a question for Glen Davis? Put your hands in the air. One of my Hoop Hall friends will come along and select a handful of you. Now, your work with the Big Three has been so much fun to watch. I am a huge Big Three fan.
Yeah.
And it's not just because I'm a hoop nerd, but that product and that league feels like something fresh and new. Can you talk to me about why it is that players love the Big Three?
First of all, it's basketball.
Yeah.
No matter if it's 1-on-1, 2-on-2, 3-on-3, being a basketball player, you love playing basketball. Mm-hmm. But it's a great opportunity for guys that are still able to play. You know, probably not at a high level. Some at a high level, but you know, guys that are able to play to still be able to play.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, imagine if, you know, we would have had this back in the day where we can still see our greats be able to perform.
That's true.
And have fun, you know, because basketball is a form of entertainment and people love it, you know. So it's been a great, you know, time, you know, because I get to rekindle, you know, with my fans, and then also I get to play a little hoop and have a little bragging rights.
And I love your big three games are appointment watching for me. You're also playing, and this is my last question. You're also playing. I know the coach-player relationship in the big three is different than it is, but you've also got a Hall of Famer,
Coach
Lieberman. And so when you won your big three title, obviously Nancy Lieberman was your coach last year, and still, give me a sense of what it's like playing for Coach Lieberman.
It's the same as if you were playing for a guy coach.
She is
you know what
awesome,
I mean?
isn't she?
She's like one of the guys. Like really, you know, as far as our communication, she gets on my butt. Like, hey, you know, she might, you know, give me a little pep talk. You know, and it's a different kind of feel. You know what I mean? I think I'm gonna be honest. I think women coaches understand us men a little bit better. I'm gonna be honest, like, you know, I think they have a different feel. You know, I always tell her that she's the master of the power of persuasion. You know, and she does a good job of motivating and also lighting a fire under our butts also too. So it's really been fun, you know, being in, you know, on the same bench as her and listening to her tactics and like really understanding, like, you know, some women, all women in the game that's at a high level understand the game really, really well. Like, you know, you see all these coaches, the Spurs, everybody.
Becky Hammon and
all these, they understand the game really, really well, and it shows with Nancy for sure.
I think that our game, I say our game like I played it with you. Our game, this game evolves better than any. I mean, there's an evolution in basketball that it's what makes this game so beautiful. It changes as the world changes around it, and that's one of the things that I love about it. Glen, basketball is better because you played it. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, Glen Davis.
Thank you.
Now, I didn't warn you, but these are the hard questions, so...
Okay.
So I'm going to ask these guys to come forward one at a time. Want to come on up? I only have 2 requests for you. Come on up. One is that you introduce yourself to Mr. Davis. Tell him your name and where you're from, and then you can ask your question, and I hold the mic, okay? Here, come on up. What's your name and where do you live?
My name is Max, and I live in Chicago.
Okay, Max.
My question is, who do you think the hardest person you ever went against in basketball was?
Hardest guy I ever played against. I'm gonna have to say LeBron James. And the reason why I say that is because not only he's 6'9", he's 270 pounds. He runs like a gazelle. He jumps like a high jumper, Olympic high jumper, and his IQ is just off the charts. You know, as you can see, he's been dominating the game and going to the finals every year for the last, 8 years. You know, that was the guy that we dominated him when he was at Cleveland, by the way. But it was because of the team defense. You know, we had 3 or 4 or 5 guys around him, and you know, he would still be amazing. So LeBron was the guy. He was the hardest guy I probably had to be around and see and check.
Thank you, Max. All right, bring it on in. I told you these are hard questions. That one seemed easy. That was easy.
My name's Tyrone. I'm from Brooklyn, New York, and when you made it to the NBA, what did you play the game for? For the fun of it, the money, the fame?
Oh man, that's a great question. Because when I was your age, I used to just play for fun, and then And I still play for fun, you know, all the way, you know, to now. I still play for fun. But when I understood that it gave me an opportunity to create something for my family, then it got really kind of serious. Like, oh, okay, well, you know. So I've always had a love for the game. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know, and I always try to keep it fun because sometimes dealing with business is kind of tough. So I've always played for the love, most definitely. And I think playing for the love, the other things will come. You know.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sarah. How are
Yeah,
you?
that was a good question, big dog.
Hi, I'm Allie.
Hey, Allie. Go,
I'm
Allie.
from North Carolina. My question is, who's your favorite player you've ever played with and why?
I would have to say KG. I'll never forget one time, they're like gambling on the plane, right? And so KG wins this big pot. I'm talking like, I almost feel like $25,000. And so he's like, hey, Rook, you know, pick my money up. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, well, all the 50s in there I want you to take, and the hundreds, you know, give them to me. And I was like, okay. And I was like, okay. So I walked off with like $5,000. And, you know, I gave him the hundreds, you know, and that's when I knew that I was in love with KG. That's when
Thank
I
you,
knew.
Allie. I think that'd make a big fan
Yeah,
out of
Allie,
me.
good question, Allie.
How are you?
My name is Emily, and I'm from Stamford, Connecticut. Can we see some of your dance moves?
Oh, you want to see some of my dance moves? Okay, which one? You want me to? Right? That's about it.
That's so good.
What's the flosser? Yeah, I got a little dance move.
Thank you, Emily.
Yeah, Emily.
That's going to be tough to top. What's your name? Where are you from?
My name is Natalie, and I'm from Samerton, New Hampshire.
Great. Natalie, what's your question?
How did you feel when you first got on to a new basketball team?
When I was sad at first, but then my mom said, go look in your account. My mom really was like, you know, I know you didn't want to leave the Celtics, but babe, you got to look at the money that you're getting now. I was like, I was still kind of sad, but I felt a little bit better, you know, and I started to go buy me some things like food and shoes. And, you know, I went to Dubai one time, so I was over it. I was totally over it.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for one last thank you round of applause for Mr. Glen Davis. Now, Mr. Davis is going to walk to the table on my right, your left. You can follow the instructions of my friends.